You want my arm this way? Or
Just have a heavy hand right here. Yeah, like that. You comfortable right there, just like that. Like that. You comfortable right there, you feel steady? Alright, cool. Alright, just do it. You could talk a little bit too on how does it feel to get your elbows at you.
how's it gonna feel?
You tell me, man.
Um, we'll see as we're going through the process. Does the elbow bleed a lot? Is that an area that bleeds a lot, I guess?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very. That's why I told you we need a session just for that because it shows up so quickly.
Does it bleed more than inside of the hand? Inside of the elbow?
Um, yeah, because it's more overworked
Okay.
because it's more tougher the skin.
Okay.
So the inside you can go a little bit lighter. It'll still bleed, but here because we gotta saturate it a little bit more, we definitely gonna get a little more blood.
So what we're putting onto the elbow area is a lotus leaf. So lotus has a lot of different meanings, but it can mean like in a spirituality way. It can be a rebirth. It can be a new beginning. And so I think having a lotus is extremely important and meaningful.
What was the meaning behind the you wanted to get it for?
So I think it flows with all of the pieces that I have, with the Indian pieces, with new beginnings, with a new start, a fresh start, and growth. I'm a big advocate for growth and always aspiring to be better and improving. So that was the methodology and thought process. And I had to put something in that area so that it was complete, that would flow. But
Maybe we could go over a little bit of the meanings behind your whole sleep process of like the lines. You know, do a lot of people know
I
things
mean, they
about it?
just know what I'll post on Instagram or Facebook, right? And
Yeah.
so you know that, man, I think we started this journey 2020.
Damn, that's when it started.
Yeah, so I first reached out to you in 2019, November, December. We booked for January 2020 is when we got the Lions done. Mind you, COVID happened
Yes.
March 2022. Oh, sorry, March 2020. My goal was in the year 2020, it was going to be my 40th birthday, and I wanted to get my tattoo done for my 40th birthday, but it worked out with your schedule that it aligned in January, so we went forward with it in January, and then I'm glad I did because then COVID happened, right? So I wouldn't have been able
Before
to.
or after? I don't remember.
COVID happened in March, and we got this done in January, so we got it done before COVID, because then I wouldn't have been able to get it done after that. So again, it is written. It was how it was supposed to be, and we got it done in January, and so we got the two lions that represent for me both my boys. We have the yin and the yang. We have the sun and the moon. We have all of our signs that represent the different months in our birthdays. Um, so yeah, the lions were important to me because I have my two cubs and my two boys, and they mean the world to me. So we got that done, and then after we got the lions done, we came back in 2022, and we got the pocket watches done.
Oh yes.
And the
And
pocket
that's really fun.
watches, yep, represent the time of birth for both of my boys. So we have the two lions, the two pocket watches, um, with the name in each one with their time of birth. And then the last piece that we added before the inside of the arm was this crown, which is the same crown that is on the logo for the gym, which is on top of a lion, which is a lion represents my gym alchemist. So after we did that, the goal was in 2023 to get the inside of this arm done and this area done. And then I think I was just busy, like we talked about, with the gym and work and family, that I didn't get any work done in 2023. And then we reconnected this year. A couple of weeks ago, we just had the inside of this arm done, and we put the word maktub, which I told you is from the book Alchemist, which is means it is written. And so that was done. Now we're finishing it up with the lotus leaf. So that's like the whole summary of the tattoo.
Can you talk to us a little bit more about the religion of what you believe and all that stuff? Because I feel like it's very interesting.
So I'm Hindu, so Hinduism, and so for us, God, God, generator, organizer, destroyer. There are different
Destroyer. They have everything once or
because
different.
it can be created, it can be maintained, and it can be destroyed.
So it's
Right?
all one or there's like different categories.
No, they're different idols,
Okay.
but it's within one,
Okay.
right? And so for me, like you, it's getting a stronger connection to spirituality. Maybe not religion, but more spirituality. And for me, what that means is having a guiding light. That's something that I believe in. That's something I can focus on. That's something I can lean on in times which are difficult. It gives you faith and belief in something bigger than yourself. But I think like we always talk about, man, in whether you're Muslim or Christian or Jewish or Hindu or whatever you believe in, I think there are a lot of core similarities within all of the different religions and cultures and faiths that I believe, which are like you. I don't judge anyone else for what they believe in, but as long as you believe in something, more power to you if that's what your choice is. Um, but being a good person, treating people the way that you want to be treated, you know, things like that to me carry over and are similar in all different faiths and religions.
Is that can you apply that? Like, you think you see a positive way to apply what you believe in as a business? Like, is that something that
Yeah, I
you
mean,
can?
every person that comes into the gym that trains at our facility it doesn't matter what your nationality is, your ethnicity, your beliefs. You get treated the same, right? And that's
What if
treat
somebody's
people.
Haitian though? Like somebody's that hates all that stuff. What is it called? Um,
Um,
atheists, atheists.
they don't have any belief at all.
Like they hate those beliefs. That's what it is, right?
But I mean, we don't really talk religion in the gym, right? It's not a
Okay.
place that we talk in religion and spirituality. I mean, in terms of someone's energy, right? If someone's not a good fit in our gym, it's going to be from an energy standpoint. If they're someone that isn't a positive person or enjoys being there, then I don't have to say anything. They're not going to want to be there, right? Because if you're extremely positive and around a group of positive people, but you're not going to want to be around those people, right? And
Right.
so
Isn't that replaced from the religion part? Like why they don't?
No, I don't think you can. I don't. I think some people may not have a belief system for many reasons. Maybe they had a belief when they were younger and then they just lost their faith. Maybe something happened that they lost their faith. But I think they're separate. I think you could still be a good person and maybe
And
not
not believe
believe in
in.
something.
Yeah.
And maybe you're just trying to find your way, right? And so I think if anything, the gym is a very inviting place and that accepts everyone. If you're willing to put the work in, that's the thing about it. If you're willing to put the work in, and be consistent
Yeah.
and dedicated, you'll get the benefit and the results. You can't buy it.
Yeah.
You can't, no one can do it for you. I can't lift weights for you, and you can't lift weights for me, right? So if I want to improve, I got to do it myself.
You know something that I seen like recently that they was talking about religion and the gym. So they say that that's a place of the devil because of the
You're
way that
working
we
to improve.
dress in.
Okay.
So it's a lot of lust.
Okay.
So talk to me a little bit about that.
I mean, I don't see
Lust,
that.
man.
I don't see that in ours, man.
No?
Nah, man. I mean, it's just, I think it's a different type of environments, man. Like when you're in a commercial gym, like
You have
the
a
ones,
gold or platinum fitness?
yeah, that's not my style of environment. That's not the type of clientele that I attract necessarily. Um, so I don't come into that. I don't have people doing that or dressing a certain way or acting a certain way. People are, in my experience, that come to our gym, they're serious about training. They're business professionals. They're stay-at-home moms. They're business owners. They're focused on what they need to do, and that 1 hour of their day is something where they want to come in and be productive and get in and get out, man, and have a good time.
But what do you think about those people that, like, they say dress to get attention?
I mean,
Like people get,
I think it just speaks more to that person. There's obviously a reason
is
they
that
feel they
okay?
need attention.
What is that okay, or that's something that you feel like that's a little bit too extra? You can't be around that because of the religion.
No, I don't really judge them, man.
No.
Like, I mean, it's not my place to say what a person should or should not dress. I mean,
Right, right.
so I don't even put any effort or thought or anything into that. Because again, I don't even see that. And so I really can't speak on it because people just come to train at my facility. It never even comes up.
It's hard for me, bro.
I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure,
Yeah,
you know, in
bro,
those
that
environments, because I think it's a different time that people are working out, right? It's more for a show a lot of times, and they're videoing themselves and stuff like that. And obviously, you want to put your quote unquote your best foot forward when you are presenting yourself to the world. In essence, in what we're doing on social media, right? No one's gonna put up them working out in sweatpants and a sweatshirt, right? Because that doesn't show any social proof that you actually work out or anything like that. So I think it just really depends on the person, man. But that's kind of one of those things where I think everyone has a different reason for doing what they do, um, why they train, right? I think everyone has to have a reason and wanting and desire. But
Well, talk to us a little bit about the working out and eating, because that's a very important topic that I realized. Well, maybe you can explain.
But you tell me about
Well,
it.
you tell me, man.
I mean, you're the one.
Professional, bro. I'm just learning.
You're the one who transformed your body. What did you do to transform?
It was a diet, the way I eat.
The way you eat. And what were you eating before?
I was eating pizza, I was eating a lot of junk food.
Okay, so processed things,
Yeah.
things that were probably convenient and easy to get
Mm-hmm.
and to eat, that were probably extremely tasty.
Mm-hmm. Sweets.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so then you were working out during those times,
Yes.
but you didn't look like you worked out.
No. I was maintaining.
Okay.
So I wasn't gaining or losing.
And you weighed how much at the top?
Like 220. No, 214. I remember like it was just.
Okay, so you were 214 and you're how tall?
And I'm 5'9".
Okay, 214, 5'9". And you're, how much now do you weigh?
I weigh now 151. I literally weigh
Wow.
myself this morning.
Wow.
But that's dry weight. Because I don't like to weigh myself.
So that's like
but
60 pounds.
Yeah, yeah. So I weigh myself before like I go use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that I don't have to drink nothing. And
Yeah.
that's dry weight, like without eating. Because I noticed like when you eat and then that's so fucking
Sure.
that's so dumb.
Yeah.
To eat.
You
and
can't
then
weigh, no.
My mom used to do that.
Yeah, you can't weigh
She's
eat
like,
just.
I can't eat that much. I just weighed myself after she just ate.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, bro,
yeah,
like
nah,
you just
you
ate
can't do
like
that.
food.
No, you can't do that. You got to be consistent. And like you said, first thing in the morning, I think generally is the best time for most people.
Mm-hmm.
But so you just changed, not just changed, but the big step for you to change your health, not just the way you look, but your
Yes.
overall health
Yep.
was changing what you put into your mouth.
Yep.
And what type of stuff do you typically eat?
Now?
Yeah.
So what I eat now, I eat clean, like low carb.
Okay.
Basically like a keto diet.
Yep.
Like bro, I literally, all these stuff that I'm eating and I'm like doing, I'm not like looking for it, like trying to research it. I'm just like doing what's best for me. And then later on, I'm like, wait, that's what I was doing? You know what I mean? Like, because sometimes I'm
You're like, other people are doing this too?
I
Yeah.
was talking about earlier about doing the full body workout.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just feeling better doing that, and then you tell me that somebody already talked about that.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting to me because I'm like, wow, like I knew that I was feeling good doing that.
I think it really comes down to you have to do what works for you, and I think you have to do what you enjoy. But I think the biggest thing about it for most people that's very hard is eating.
That's so hard.
I mean, if you think about it, like people think working out is hard, and it is, but it's only 1 hour out of your day, right?
Right.
What you're doing for the remainder of your day, right? How you're managing your stress, how much water you're drinking, what you're eating, how much you're eating, has a greater impact, I believe, on the way you look than just your workout. You know, because I tell people all the time when they come to the gym, I said, here's the deal. 3 months from now, you're going to have better strength, more strength. You're going to be stronger. You're going to have better endurance. You're going to be more flexible and mobile. You're going to feel better. But for you to change the way you look, you're going to have to change the way that you eat. Otherwise, you're going to feel better and whatnot, but you're not going to look necessarily better if you don't change your eating. And some clients get that from the jump, and some clients don't get it at all. Right?
It's
They
hard.
they think they can just work out more and not change the way they eat or their lifestyle, and they'll get the results. And it doesn't work like that.
And I can tell you that for a fact, bro, because I was like literally eating the same, and I was like, okay, then I gotta train more, bro. I was at the gym 4 hours a day, bro, killing myself. I'm talking about like lifting, running for. That was when I learned how to run, bro. Like I was running so much that
Yeah.
I had to learn how to run.
Okay.
That's how much I was running. And I thought like I was doing that for a year, bro. And I was like seeing nothing. I'm like maintaining because I'm eating the same. But once I applied the working the way I was working
Yeah.
out, and then changed my diet, bro, it felt like a roller coaster. I was just going down on weight, and it was just literally going down.
Wow.
Which now it's a struggle though now because to eat clean and to gain weight, that's a challenge, bro. Ooh.
I don't think people realize, people that are looking to lose weight, they're like, oh, it's so easy for you. You could eat whatever you want to gain weight. But they don't realize, as challenging as it can be for someone who's looking to lose weight, for that person who's looking to gain weight, it can be equally as challenging to put on weight, right? Because you have to eat more, and you have to eat when you don't want to eat, and you can be uncomfortable. Whereas a person looking to lose weight, they have to not eat necessarily as much as they were eating before, and they have to get uncomfortable with that and get comfortable with feeling a little bit hungry at times, right? But again, for someone who's looking to gain weight, you have to get comfortable with feeling full a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So it goes both ways, right? And I don't think sometimes people understand both sides.
Oh yeah, because I remember, bro, when I was fasting, because that's what I was doing. I
Yeah.
was fasting. There was times, bro, that I would go to sleep with my stomach like growling.
Grumbling.
And my wife, she used to be like, "Yo, go get some food, please." And I'm like, "No." Like have a mindset. I'm like, "Yo, I'm seeing the results. I'm already dropping weight. I'm not gonna just make myself feel good just for a little moment and then do all that work that I just did the whole day without eating."
Yeah.
Because I was just eating one time a day, bro.
Oh,
at
man.
6 p.m.
Yeah.
That's it. But I was eating a big meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Till
Yeah.
I die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a very hard part of my life, a hard journey. But I can tell you, man, that it was worth it because I feel healthier now. I'm back on track. Because that's what I'm saying. You don't lose. I had to go through that, man. Because I had to get lost to find myself again. If
Yeah.
I never get lost, how I know am I finding myself? You know?
That's true.
I could have lost myself when I'm 80, and it would have been way harder because now I have problems. I can have
Health
bone
issues. Yeah.
Exactly. Can you imagine like an 80-year-old not eating? You would have a lot of problems.
Yeah.
So
That's
I'm
true.
glad that I went through that when I'm still in that early stage of my life.
So let me ask you, what got you into tattooing?
I was drawing my whole life, man.
Really?
Since I was 6 years old, man, I was drawing. I still remember the first drawing that I ever did.
Really? What was it?
It was, I don't know if you ever played this game, Midnight Club. You ever play games?
Race car?
Yeah. You never played video games?
Yeah.
You never?
But I play stuff like Super Mario.
Oh, yeah, you back then. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a game that was Midnight Club.
Okay.
It was, I think 2005.
Okay.
2004.
Okay.
And I remember they had this on the game console, not the console, in the game like
Cartridge or yeah.
They had like these two cars. There was a Cadillac and Chrysler. I think it was one of those. So when I seen that Cadillac, I'm like, yo, I love Cadillacs. So I did my own version of a Cadillac. It was like you ever seen the Hummer that have like the truck look?
Yeah.
So I did a Cadillac with the truck look, like with the back of it. And I did that, and people was like, yo, how did you make that? And it was all from my mind. I'm just like trying to create
it.
things. And then I used to draw Dragon Ball Z, like.
I remember that.
So I
Vegeta, Goku, yeah.
Oh man, I used to be well, I'm still to this day, I'm still.
Yeah.
But I remember like my parents, they used to hate that, man. Me drawing, shit, bro. They used to, cause if you really think about it, you sitting down in a chair, you're like comfortable. My family don't believe in that. They believe that you're supposed to like buzz your ass.
Get out, be active, and do things.
Yeah, they're like, yo, you gotta work in a factory. And I worked in every job you can think of, bro. Factories. So I lasted like a week in a factory.
Oh man.
Like they found me in a car sleeping because I was working nighttime. And I'm like, fuck that, like, I don't want money, I want to go to sleep. They found me in the car sleeping.
Oh jeez.
Like, so that's how I was like, you know what, that's not gonna work for me. But you know, I had to pay a big price because I had to live in an abandoned house because of my love for tattooing.
Wow.
My family literally said to me, you know, and that one thing is I want people to understand that I don't have recession for that because I had to go through that.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that they put me through that to really show how much love I have for this. So I was living in an abandoned house, still tattooing because I wasn't making money. I was literally starting tattooing, so I wasn't making no money. One of my friends, he had an abandoned house. He told me that I could stay there, no AC, no heater, because I was up north. I only had a dog. He was my pillow, and I would go to sleep getting warm right next to him.
Oh man.
And you know, to this day, my dad called me the other day, like telling like he feel bad about that. And I'm like, yo, like that was.
That's a part of your story.
That's what made me who I am today. You know what I mean? Like I want to take that. I will never say that I'm gonna go back in time. Like I wish I could go back in time and change that, because it made me who I am today. And my family knows that I struggle a lot to keep tattooing. And now, you know, I take care of my parents. I, you know, buy my mom a car, buy my dad a car. Shit, my baby mom. Like I try to help out as much as I can.
So when did your love for cars start?
Oh, I always been into cars. Me and my brother, like, we so funny, man. When we was young, we used to play the like video games like that. We used to print out money, like just print out money.
Yeah.
And we used to act like we used to race on the game, and be like, yo, how much? We used to be funny as hell. Since I was a kid, man, I always loved cars, man. It's a bad addiction though, man, because I used to, you know, do a lot of like drugs, like weed, all that stuff, and that was expensive.
I bet.
But cars, bro, I don't care who tells me that's not a drug. That's one of the most expensive drugs there is, man. That's why I'm like not really too focused on cars. Cause I'm like, man, that's a bad habit.
Yeah.
Man.
Slippery slope. Yeah. Because it's one thing to get the car and then to hook it up, right?
Oh, bro, man, imagine doing that to a Corvette, bro. Like just a Corvette alone, stock is like almost 80 grand. Then to put
Exhaust
another
and
80
this,
grand
yeah.
on it. Could have bought a supercar. Yeah, but now, you know, I'm at a point where I don't. This is the thing, like, sometimes, bro, I feel like I'm too comfortable.
How long have you been tattooing for?
I've been tattooing for almost 15 years now.
15 years, wow.
Yeah, I started when I was young, man.
So almost half your life.
Yep, basically.
Wow.
I remember to this day, bro, I had a girlfriend when I was, like, young, when I started tattooing. And if you watching this, you know what you did to me. You know what she told me? She was like, oh, so we're gonna live over tattoos, like sarcastic. Like, we're gonna live over tattoo, like that's your dream? And I'm like, yeah. Yo, she big mad because her brother followed me, and guess what her brother's doing? Tattoos.
Oh, look at that.
Me all the time, his brother, like her brother.
Yeah.
She be writing me all the time, asking me questions about tattoos. I tell her, you know. But it's like, I know she put you onto that. Like, that was, bro. 15,
Wow.
that was a long time ago, 15 years ago. She's still like looking at me what I'm doing. Hey, but I don't got no hate for her, you know what I mean? Cause I was 16, I was 16, and she was like 26 on that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was going to college and everything. Yeah, but I'll never forget that, man. She was making fun of like my career. She was like, "Oh yeah, so we're gonna live with tattoos?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh yeah, that's."
I mean, it's one thing. It's good that you still had that conviction and that belief within yourself that you could do this at a high level, provide for your family, create the lifestyle that you want, and the life for yourself by doing it, you know? Because a lot of people, I'm sure that you know, that started with you or after you have quit and stopped. Same thing in my thing with you know, fitness and gym ownership and different things like that. I mean, it's hard, right? Sometimes people only see the end result or where you are now 15 years in, but they don't see where you were year one. And year two, no.
Yeah, in the abandoned house.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know.
Oh shit.
So that's why I think that's why it's you can never, social media I think is a great thing, but it can also be detrimental because if you look at someone as competition and comparison, I think it can be hard. But if you look at someone on social media for inspiration and motivation, I think it can be a great thing. And so we can't compare where someone else in their journey they are because you don't know if it's the beginning of their journey, the middle of their journey, or the end of their journey, right?
That's so true, bro. Because recently I seen these kids doing cooking,
Okay.
like cooking videos,
Yeah.
and they got like crazy millions of followers, and they have millions of views. Like kids, I'm talking
Yeah.
about like 8, 9 years old cooking, like
Oh, wow.
professional chef. And then there was another kid that tagged the other kid that is like higher in numbers,
Yeah.
and they both getting like really crazy number. And I was like, wow, that's a great thing. Cause now look at you got kids cooking and motivating, like that's so good.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So when I seen that, I'm like, bro, like some people can use social media and see it in a bad way, but this is a beautiful thing. Like you see kids.
When I think you use it for collaboration
Mm-hmm.
instead of competition, right?
Yes.
Like recently, I've had a couple of really, really good fellow gym owners that I've been able to connect with on a personal
How
level.
is that?
The guys that I've been able to contact with, it started with me meeting a guy out of Houston, Jay, the guy who wants to actually get work done by you. Remember I told you he's in Houston?
Oh yeah.
We had a mutual friend, and we were able to connect in 2019. And man, even though he's younger than me, he's been training for such a long time. He has a very successful business and clientele, and he's been a wealth of information for me because he had a facility which he opened up, right? So I could always lean on him about, how did he handle this? What did he do here? There's another guy down in Port St. Lucie named Vic, who owns a very successful facility, who just moved recently to Miami now from Port St. Lucie, and he kind of goes between both cities. He's been extremely helpful. I just recently connected with some people here locally in Orlando as well. A guy opened a gym in Altamont area, and he's like, we should connect and do something together. So there's people out there that want to see you win just like they want to win themselves in life, right? But that's with any profession. And so it's been good, man. And I try to also pay it forward when someone reaches out to me, and for example, someone will reach out to me and ask me, oh, what app do you use for your captions? I'll send it to them. What do you think about this? I'll send it to them. Hey, I'm thinking about this piece of equipment. Hey, this is my thoughts on it. I'm thinking about starting this with my members. What do you think? So for the most part, I'm an open book. And so if someone asks me a question, I don't mind sharing my thoughts, my views with them on it. But I think it's the group of people that I've been able to connect with has been a good group of people.
Have you ever had an experience with somebody try to like be close-minded to the point that like, they don't want to say much because they feel like you're still in business? Like you ever had that?
Nah, man. I mean, no. I haven't had that experience yet. Not to say that I won't, but I haven't had it yet.
Man, in tattoos, bro. That's the thing that sucks. That's what I love about my hard work. That I was able, like, if you go to Miami and you ask about Divinci, they'll tell you that I'm the king of giveaways. Like, when I started working in Florida, I was just tattooing for free. Like, anybody. Like, I remember one of my boys, he's trying to grow his clientele. And I'm telling him, like, bro, there's no easy path. You cannot buy your clients. You know, that's not the point. So, what I told him, like, I was like, you want a tattoo right now? He's like, yeah, man, but I cannot get nobody to come in and get tattooed. He was a great artist, too. And I'm like, bro, like, it's so easy. You want a tattoo? Come on, grab your iPad, and we went to the main walk. And we used to work in Miami Beach.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, follow me. Let's just grab somebody from the street. And I remember we grabbed somebody. He was tattooing the whole day, like for free. But now he got his own spot. Like
He's still in Miami?
Yeah. I literally, no, it was a couple months ago. I got in touch with him. I'm like, bro, you remember that story that we went outside? And he's like, yo, I never forget that.
Wow. It's the same thing within my industry. Like, there's a lot of times where you'll give sessions away for free. You'll just get people to come train with you just so they can get the experience, and then they can go share with other people about how it was, right? And that's how you start to build your clientele, right? So I guess it's the same in any service-based industry, right? Whether you're tattooing, whether you're a personal trainer, you can be the best tattoo artist, you can be the best trainer, but if nobody knows about your services, you know, it's, you got to get it out there, right? And so I think for you, for example, social media is that social proof that what you do is great. Same thing with me. Like I told you, I want to start posting more videos of me training clients so people can see how it is and how we coach and how I train people, right?
Yeah, but in tattoos though, it's a little bit more close-minded. Like there's people that like they don't like sharing the way they tattoos. It just sucks because I always say this: everybody's unique and special in their own way. Like let's say, like there's so many people that send me like tattoos that somebody like literally use my work and try to tattoo it,
Okay.
and they send it to me like thinking that I'm gonna be mad. And I literally write the person, I'm like, yo, great job. Like, they asked me, like, yo, can I have the drawing of this tattoo that you did? I'm like, of course, here you go. The thing is that they could do it 100 times. I can even do it the same tattoo again, and it will never be the same. That's what I tell the people, like, that doesn't bother me that they use my work because
It's almost a sign of
special.
respect and flattery
Yeah,
and
they're looking
appreciation.
at me, you know, they're looking up to me, so why would I try to knock somebody down for that? And there's a lot of people that does that. Like, somebody uses somebody else's work, they will try to knock him down just because they feel like, oh, mine's way better. We know that. We can see it. But you don't have to bring somebody down to make yourself higher. It makes you look smaller when you do that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, in tattoos, there's a lot of stuff like that.
A lot of competition.
Yeah, there's people that tell me all the time, like, yo, look, they copying your work. I'm like, bro, like, great job. You know what I mean? Like, I want to see people keep getting better. Like, can we live in a world where everybody get better and, you know, it's just hard to, it's a tool because it's so close-minded.
Yeah.
A lot of old school people in tattooing. But it's changing, you know, a lot of people getting better. So
Where has your furthest client come from that you've ever met?
China.
Really?
Yo.
Wow.
That's the farthest. Like, I have people that come from Russia, but it's not that farther than China. I had a Chinese guy, got his whole chest done. I had this Russian woman that she literally just flew in to get tattooed, fly back out the next day.
Ooh, this feels a little bit sensitive here.
Oh yeah, that's the L word, man. Yeah, most of my clients, believe it or not, bro, most of my clients ain't even from Florida.
They're not?
They're not from Florida. It's crazy. Wow. You would think that because I'm in Florida, most of my clients from Florida, bro. Literally, like yesterday, somebody just came from Texas. You know what I mean? Like, and he just shouted me out, and I'm getting all these Texas people just following me.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy how most of my clients is just out of the country or out of the state. But I'm telling you, ooh, it looks good now. But 3-4 years ago, I was literally driving 4 hours to Miami, tattooing for free. Imagine that, bro. You spending more. You coming home with less money in your pocket, driving 4 hours, tattooing the whole day, coming back with less money. My baby mom at the time told that I was cheating on her because
more miles on your car, more everything.
I was destroyed, but I did that for a whole year, and I was like going crazy. Like I was doing good. Like I was promoting the hell out of my business. Then I got featured on Ink magazine because of that hard work.
Oh,
like,
wow.
I remember my boy was like, "Yo, I didn't even know." My friends told me when I got to the shop. They're like, "Yo, your work just got up from Ink magazine," and that's when I really blew up. When they shouted me out, because you know.
When was that?
That was, I believe it was 20, I think it was 2019. 2018, 2019. Yeah, 2018. That's when like I really blew up. And people don't see that I was like doing all that extra work, like driving for hours. Like it wasn't easy, man. Like now that I do it for money and I feel horrible. I'm like, yo, I don't want to do this. So you're highly motivated, man. Just keep that ball rolling, bro.
Whew, that elbow is no joke.
Oh yeah, you see, like I'm going over it and I'm not seeing no ink.
Is that good or bad?
No, it's just elbows.
Oh.
Yeah, elbows.
Oh, you meaning you're going over it and it's not staying in there?
Yeah, because the elbow is so thick. It's like that's one of the palm of your hand. I'm getting there though. So what is a good recommendation that you give to people about eating? Like what is a good way to...
So I'm a firm believer in having protein with every meal.
Okay.
I'm not the high protein, low protein guy. I'm just saying have protein with every single meal. I'm a firm believer in having minimally processed whole foods. So Broccoli, how many ingredients in broccoli?
I have no idea.
One, just broccoli.
Oh, broccoli.
Cauliflower,
Yeah.
asparagus. So I'm a big advocate in single ingredient foods. So, and I'd say, eat your fruits and vegetables. I think that's a great thing to have. Eat some good, healthy fat, and don't overeat, man. I think if you can do that, you'll be in a good place. And you can obviously tweak things and be more specific about how you want to eat. But protein, healthy carbs, and a little bit of healthy fat, you have that at every meal, I think you'll be in a good place. I think protein is the most under consumed of the macronutrients, and there's 3 macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Carbs, fat is in everything almost that we can eat, right? It's so easy to find. Protein, you really got to think about, like, what's my protein at this meal? And so that's my thought process on eating. Bars and supplements and shakes, I think, are exactly that. They're a supplement. If you need to, no, I would just say, if you have a very high protein number, for example, it's hard to physically consume that much protein through eating it. So maybe having a shake is a good alternative for you. If you're on the go, instead of stopping by that grocery or that convenience store and getting some chips or this or that, you take a protein bar with you and a bottle of water, right? And so at least you're gonna have a good protein-based snack when you go out, right? So I think eating whole foods and not overeating, I think, is the way to go.
So let me ask you something. Do you have like any recommendation? Like if you're on the go, like do you just strictly cook, or do you have like a go-to when it comes to like I want to stay healthy?
When I'm out like on a trip or when I'm
like
traveling.
Let's say when you come here and you have a whole hour, and let's say you leave out like at 3 and you're like starving. Do you have a to-go place?
Yeah, I love a place called Fresh Kitchen.
That sounds.
I love Fresh Kitchen, where you can build your bowl, you can pick your protein. So I like Fresh Kitchen. I like Chipotle, honestly.
Chipotle, oh.
It's whole, single food ingredients, right? It's not a bunch of processed things. It's fresh. But I don't eat out too much, man. I may eat out once a week with my family generally. Mm-hmm. Monday through Friday, I keep it pretty simple. I eat the same stuff at home. Primarily are all of our meals. It's easy for me. It helps me stay consistent with my results because I track stuff. So,
so you track like.
I track protein, carbs, fat.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but I don't eat out too much.
So with me, it's a little bit different because sometimes when I have time to cook, I prefer cooking 100% of everything. But for me, it's a little bit hard because I'm so far away from home. I'm like an hour, 30 minutes from home, and I'm trying to be fit. So I'm gonna give you guys a little cheat code that that works for me. I don't know if it works for everybody. But pandas, yes, pandas.
Panda Express?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have this bowl that is super green. And I either mix it up with like steak or chicken.
Okay.
But when you look at the number, bro, it's impressive.
Okay.
Like the calories, when you get the super green, now if you get rice, you're looking like 450, 500 calories. Just rice bowl. But when you look at the super green, 90 calories.
I may have to look at it because there's again, I don't eat out too much, but there's a Panda Express by me.
Bro, I'm telling you though, like. And it was surprising because, you have, let's say, what is your goal, like, calorie-wise a day?
Like 2,300, 2,400.
That's good. It's a little bit, like, low because I think it's, like, 3,000, like, to stay healthy.
No.
I don't know. I'm just saying. But,
that's why most people are overweight. They're eating too much.
Bro, I did my calories one day just eating that pandas, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go to the website so I can see how much calories just to like find out because I know that I ate there like twice. The super green, bro, I was under 500 calories a day, and I stubbed my whole face the whole day eating pandas.
See, the thing about it is foods that are vegetable based. Mm-hmm. They're they're low calorie, but they're high volume. So, like for example, 1 cup of broccoli is very few calories, but it's a large amount.
Protein too.
And so it'll fill you up and you haven't even eaten that many calories. Whereas you eat something that's highly processed, it's going to be high in calories, but only like this big.
Yeah, yes.
And you feel hungry and you're not satisfied. And so no one's going to overeat broccoli, but you will overeat a bag of chips.
Yes, right. You won't even get hungry, But
yeah.
I was literally seeing the calories of a chip, they don't even do the calorie for the whole bag. Bro,
Oh, it's yeah. It's like
15 chips.
yeah.
Bro.
It's different. It's different. Some things it's like 8. Some it's like 15. Some
Bro,
it's like 20.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
so
it's.
I'm looking at
You gotta look at serving. Yeah, you gotta look at.
serving, bro. I'm literally.
Yeah,
And
that's a
guys,
game changer. That's a game changer when
I
you
was like-
realize there's multiple servings in a bag or a drink,
Yeah.
and then you have to double all those numbers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's huge.
How 8 chips is like 250 calories? I'm like, bro, you know how many chips are in this bag?
Yeah, and people eat the whole bag.
And you eat the whole bag and you won't even realize it.
Yep,
Bro. And
yep.
I'm literally, bro, I swear to you, bro, like I literally learned that the other day.
Yeah,
Cause I'm curious. I bought a big bag of chips.
Yeah.
And I'm just curious, like, yo, how many calories is on this bag?
Yeah.
It was like 250 and big numbers. But then on the top it says per serving, and then you look at the
it's like
per
4
serving,
servings in there.
it's like 4 or 5 chips. That's 1 serving.
Oh, jeez.
I'm like, wow. So you would literally eat that whole chip, thinking that you're eating, 250 calories.
Yeah.
And it's literally just 8 chips that from that whole bag.
That's terrible.
And it's like 2,000 chips.
Yeah, that's the thing about it, man. But it's the same thing in, for example, like sports drinks, like Gatorade and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
A Gatorade, depending on the size that you get, but it's 2 servings in there. And so, for example, if it is, 0 fat, but it's 14 grams of sugar, 28 carbs or 14 grams of carbs, but there's 2.5 servings in there, you got to go 2.5 times all of those numbers. So you're getting, all that sugar. It's not just 14 grams and stuff like that. So that's why they'll say for someone who's looking to maintain their weight or even lose weight, especially lose weight, you don't want to drink your calories. So you don't want to get calories just from drinks that you're having. So, generally water and stuff like that is your best option.
So talk to me a little bit more about healthy fats. Because that's a very frequent word that I've been hearing a lot.
So it's going to be things that are monounsaturated, things like your nuts and seeds.
Okay, that's healthy.
It's going to be avocado, coconut oil, avocado oil, things like that that you can cook with, right? Olive oil. So I'd say olive oil, coconut oil, and avocado oil are the 3 oils you'd want to cook with. Having avocado is a great healthy fat. Having nuts and seeds like cashews, pistachios, Brazilian nuts, things like that are great healthy fats for you. Those are good things to have. Almond butter, nut butters are not bad either.
Yeah, because I've been hearing that word a lot. Like, hey, you
Yeah.
try healthy fats. And I'm like, how is fat healthy?
Yeah, no, it is
you-
because fat sends a signal from our stomach to our brain to tell us that we're full and satisfied. So you need fat. It helps with our hormonal functions, right? So low fat used to be a thing that people thought you should do, but it's not. It's not healthy for us, right? But I also think we don't want to overeat as well. Most things in moderation are going to be okay for us. Ooh.
Yeah, it's a challenge, man, to eat. Because, like gorilla, right? They eat what they eat all day. It's like, what?
Plants.
But they eat that all day. Like, literally, they sleep and eating that.
Yeah.
And imagine us, like, eating healthy broccoli all day.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is.
But they have so much strength. And just from eating, like, horses, too. Like, what they eat.
I mean, elephants.
They don't eat no meat and nothing like that. But they so strong by eating just those things. But
Yeah.
they have to eat a lot of it, And it's hard, man, to keep like stuff. That's my biggest problem right now. Like I'm trying to eat more than 4 times a day, but 3 times a day already is a struggle.
It's hard.
They say like to break it down, but it doesn't really change you eating more because now you just break it. They like to expand your belly.
Yeah.
That way you can
Consume more. Yeah. It's hard. It is hard to eat.
So now I'm gonna use you to just put your hand right here, like your wrist. Like
Oh.
Yeah. Now we go back here. So let's talk about a little bit more about religion, like how's your like Sunday? So it's Sunday, right?
Sunday.
So you told me last week that the other week you came that you usually take Sundays to go to a temple, something like that?
Yeah, we go to a temple usually every Sunday.
How is it? Can you describe the temple? Cause it's like a church, or it's different from a church?
How is a church? What would you describe a church
A
as?
church is more like, they have like statues of angels. They
Okay.
have Jesus in the middle with a cross.
Okay.
They have like the bread where they share the bread with the wine, stuff like that.
And people are just sitting.
And people say, "You never been to a church?"
I would say it's exactly like that, where you have up front is where you can go pray.
They have no like statues.
No, they do.
They do.
Yeah, yeah.
Who's the statue?
All the ones like this. Yeah, so they'll have different statues. Usually on Sunday, there will be a priest who will be giving the message and the reading from the scripture from the book. And you'll have people sitting around. And they'll be singing songs.
Can you sing a little of the song? How they sing?
No.
Come on, bro. I want to hear how they sound.
Nah, you can YouTube it.
Man,
I'll send you a YouTube video.
So you don't sing it. You just listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I just be in the moment. So, I guess it's similar in that sense.
That would be so funny, bro. You start singing. I mean,
Ooh, that's like hitting my funny bone. Like I feel it.
better start singing then, bro. Shit. We have the Hallelujah song. Which one do you have?
I think it just really depends on like what type of temple that you may go to, because I think they all maybe do different ones. There are some that they'll have at all of them, but I think it depends.
Yo, I could imagine you gonna start singing, bro.
My kids enjoy singing from time to time.
Yeah.
Time to time. I mean, I think it takes a level of confidence, right, to be able to sing. Being comfortable, or even speaking, right?
Oh yeah, man. That's a little bone back here. We call that the funny bone. Makes you do funny things.
It's funny, man. Every time, speaking of funny, every time I would sit down when I would go get tattooed, I'd be like, as soon as you hear that machine, you're like, at least for me, I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this again? And it's hard to describe the feeling of being tattooed, right? Can you describe it? Is it similar to any other experience?
So the way to describe a tattoo, depending on the body part, of course, but it feels like a burn, like you're getting burned. And imagine getting burned at the same spot for like a while. You know what I mean? Like, the more you burn it, the more it hurts. So.
But not like a burn if you touch something hot, right?
No, like a lighter. Like you put a lighter from a distance, not like too close, but like
Okay.
close enough that's gonna hurt you. That's how I feel. Like if you have like a cat scratch you, it might feel the same because you feel like that little burn when they scratch you. But imagine that like 100 times, 1,000 times more.
That's a good description. Cat scratching.
Yeah, I had a guy the other day, man, that this dude, he was crying, he was jumping up and down, man. He was sad, man. And his girl was here making fun of him.
Where was he getting tattooed?
Forearm.
Forearm?
Yeah, right. Yeah, it wasn't nothing crazy. But that was his first big tattoo, though.
And what was it?
It was a leopard.
Okay.
Yeah, a leopard with a flower.
Have you ever had someone start a tattoo and they're like, I can't do this?
Yes.
And then what happens? They
Man,
leave?
So this one guy that he had a clown. He wanted to get a clown on his. He probably was a real clown, man. He got a clown on his stomach, on his rib area, and he got like one line restarted. That was when I was like first started at too. He's like, bro, I'm not gonna be able to do this. I'd rather have just one little line in my stomach than have a bigger line and not be able to finish it. So he literally, I was like, yeah, you playing. He literally got up and he's like, bro, I can't do it. And he walked away with his little line in his stomach.
What about anything else?
I think that was the only one that I remember. That.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
and think about it, bro. That's a big task to like. I mean, when you don't finish your tattoo, but you come back and get it done, that's okay. But when you start something and never come back and get it done because of the pain, that's a big deal, man. Because now you're traumatized. It's hard, man, to go through that and see that. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, tattoos supposed to be like. There's some people like. There's a lot of things that I don't like how tattoo is evolving about numbing cream. Like people come over here with their arm all wrapped up, thinking that they're not gonna feel it. And the thing is, the bad thing about that is that you're weakening your mind. So now, once you start feeling the tattoo, you're gonna start crying. That's what happened with that guy. He was like so scared. I'm talking about so scared, so traumatized about his family, what they did to him, telling him that he's gonna hurt like crazy, to buy the numbing cream, that I would never thought. And the dude, he goes to the gym and everything. Like he goes to the gym, take care of himself. Like he looked very
In
sharp.
shape, yeah.
And for me to see that how weak his mind was, I was just like, wow, like you could be the strongest man in the world, but if you have somebody that, like you said, like that was a best this example of why women are so strong. Physically, you wouldn't think a woman's strong, right? Because say physically, a
Yeah.
woman. But when you see a woman, how mentally strong they are, especially when they give birth,
Yeah.
imagine a guy going through that. You know what I mean? Like we don't go through that. But just the mentally strong how women are, is so impressive. So when I seen that about that guy, that he was just like already in a mindset where he knew that he was gonna tap out and cry, he was just like that, man. Like I seen that
Wow.
from a mile away. He was just like jumping, he's biting his arm. I'm like, bro. I know everybody's different, but I remember when I was younger and I was getting tattooed, I was more excited to feel the pain than
Really?
worry about the pain. You know what I
Wow.
mean? But I guess he was so nervous that it got to him. I'm like, bro, like next time just try to don't fall into that, that weak mindset of like, oh, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna kill me. Like that's you're not gonna die. That's the first thing. So stop putting all that fucking numbing cream. People that fall, like that new trend now that is going, where people like falling asleep.
Yeah.
That is horrible because you get to put to sleep because you're going through a surgery, which is life or death either way. You could die from putting, put to
Going
sleep,
under anesthesia.
anesthesia.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
yeah.
could die from that alone. And to do that for a tattoo, to put your life at risk, it's like mind blowing. Like, yo, you could die from that alone, like go brain dead. And then to be like, yeah, I went through this because I got a tattoo. I got a dope ass tattoo, but I don't remember none of you guys.
Mm.
That's horrible. So for somebody to put, like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
the mental way that it's going is so weakling. Like, they just making weaklings, man. Like, I tattooed big tattoos, like, back piece, 3 days back to back. Brutal, bro. I'm talking about brutal, bro. Shit that you will see, like, yo, I never see some shit like that. 3 days back to back on somebody. 4 days. I was trying to push it. I'm like, let's go 5 days. And you know what? You know what's funny? Those clients that did that, guess what were they?
Where?
Woman.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I never did it to a guy.
I think the thing about it is, at least in what I've had tattoo, the most uncomfortable, like right now, because you're on a bone.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not on the bone necessarily, like the forearm wasn't that bad for me.
Mm-hmm.
But this is hitting bone.
Yeah. No, this is all different animals.
Yeah, this is.
But it's not like you're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't do it.
No, it's not like I'm out, man. Like I hope you're done type of deal. Like it's obviously it's uncomfortable, but you do enough and then you stop. You do enough and then you stop, right? So I think there's an art to be able to get in, take a second, get in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you were just on it the whole time, not giving a break, I'd be like, this is,
Get worse and worse.
yeah, this is ridiculous. But as soon as I'm like, whew, man, I feel it. It's like, boom.
But you could tell your mindset. Like you're not. You could talk.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
couldn't even listen, bro. That's how bad it was. Like he's like, yo, I'm not, because you're talking about religion.
No, for me, I think it's never been to the point where I'm like, oh my God, this is like I can't talk. Honestly, the one time where it really was uncomfortable, the most uncomfortable it's ever been, is when on the other side, when it went into like my armpit,
Oh yeah.
I was like, I felt my face getting sweaty. And I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to say stop for a second. You
Really?
know, for a
Oh, okay.
second, but
Oh wow.
because that
That's
was
tough.
uncomfortable. That was
No,
extremely,
honestly, man.
extremely uncomfortable. But it's I think because when we spoke, I've never had a tattoo on my chest, my legs, my back, and it just it doesn't appeal to me right now, I should say. At least I never say never, but right now it's never appealed to me to get something there. So just the arms. What body part do you enjoy tattooing the most, and what body part do you enjoy tattooing the least? When someone's like, hey, I want to put this piece there, you're like, oh man, that in that area, you're thinking in your head. You don't tell them that.
Yeah.
And then when someone says, oh, I want to get a tattoo done here, you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. So I would say right here, this area right here,
Is the
that's the king of the best tattoos.
okay?
Like you tell me you want to get the whole arm,
Yeah.
I enjoy doing this, just this arm.
Okay. Okay.
Because the skin there is different, bro.
Okay.
Like you know how when you eat filet mignon,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got, like,
yeah,
meat strip, like they all have different textures.
Yeah.
Different,
Tight. Yeah. Firmness.
for me, that's my filet mignon right there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's like tight, it's buttery, it's smooth. Now the worst area to tattoo, I would say, yeah, I really have to think about that.
It also probably depends on the person, right?
Yeah,
and their
yeah.
skin quality and their
But this right here,
For everyone?
Yeah, because this is the tightest place of your skin, like
Okay.
it's the tightest. So I sometimes like a lot of different people, and just every time
it always turns out good.
best, yes. But man, the worst is hard, bro. Cause I really have to think about that. The worst skin that tattoo. I wouldn't even say ribs. People hate tattooing ribs, but I honestly enjoy it.
Wrist?
No, ribs.
Oh, ribs. Oh.
Yeah, I don't that. Ribs is out there for sure. But it's not like difficult. It just because the thing is, I adjust
Yeah.
to everybody, so like I can't do the same technique on everybody because everybody's different.
Oh,
Like,
really?
Yes, there was this guy that he was like 90 years old, bro, and he wanted to get like very detailed tattoo, and that was a long time. And I'm trying to tattoo it how I tattoo, and I've seen that his skin was like bleeding like crazy. He was just like, so I had to like adjust, and that's how I learned how to tattoo like very old skin because of the wrinkle and how well you gotta take care of it. So I adjusted my machine super low, so less trauma to the skin, and the tattoo came out beautiful, bro.
Wow.
We had to do 2 sessions because that's how much he was bleeding the first one. Because I was like just doing normally like I usually do. But the second session, I'm like, nah, I gotta change things up because I want him to get it done. I want to make sure it looks good.
Yeah.
So I had to put the machine super low that you barely even hear it. Like it was like
Wow.
literally on. But the tattoo came out so beautiful. Like he was like, wow. He has a lot of tattoos, and that for him was the best looking tattoo he ever.
Wow.
And he was like 90. I'm talking about 90, bro.
Jeez Louise.
And that's what I mean. Like I had to adjust. So that's how I'm saying. Like to find a worst tattoo area is hard because I have to adjust to every time I do something.
Gotcha.
To make it easy,
Yeah.
I don't be like struggling and keep struggling.
Right.
I struggle a little bit, but like I
You'll
adjust,
figure it out.
and then I figure it out. Yeah. I think foot. I think that's one of the most boniest, more careful tattoos. I'm careful. I can tell you that. Like, that's because it is harder when you gotta be more careful.
Yeah, of course.
You could blow it out. You could hurt somebody really bad. And I think foot has all that because it's just bone and skin. And then if you don't go deep enough, it will fade. So it takes a lot of technique to tattoo a foot. Or fingers. Fingers, I don't like tattooing fingers. Or foot. Both of them I don't like doing them. Just because it fades, you always hiding it. It's not pleasing to the eyes. I just like keeping the fingers and foot open.
Okay.
Hands, I love tattooing hands, but when it comes to like fingers, it just stay over time. It gets thicker. So I try to stay away from this area. Now the head tattoo.
Head?
Yeah, like the top of the head, back of the head, side of the head. Man, painful wise, man, it's not even the tattoo itself. you gotta still feel it a week ago, a week later.
Nah, man. It's
You're
not,
like a week done and you're like, yo, why am I still feeling sore? That's how bad the head hurts. The neck is also up there because you know you always move your neck to
yeah,
get the
yeah,
light on.
yeah.
I remember when I was waking up, and I'm telling you because I had that experience for myself. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
yeah.
like I know what
How
I'm
it feels.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm waking up, bro. I'm like a robot. I'm like this. You know what you said? I'm like this.
Oh,
That's what's painful. Because if I go like that, just thinking about it, right? Imagine like all that crispy, and then you turn and you're ripping it open,
oh, man.
and the head is so tight that the sun, anything hits it, it just burns.
Oh, man.
So it's crazy. It's a whole different feeling. How about you? What's the most painful tattoo that you got?
Most painful.
Probably the what you said. The inside
Yeah, that
pocket.
for sure
That
was
was the
the
most
most
painful.
uncomfortable
How about the
part.
other tattoo? You got full color over there, so I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't, man, I got that done in 2014, man. So probably in the moment, it probably was very painful, but I can't think back to how it felt,
Well,
right? Personally, but um, it's none of it's ever been like, wow, that feels great. You know, it's always been,
oh, really?
it's always been uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but like you said, not to the point where I
Enjoying it.
am biting my clothes
Oh,
or
okay.
that I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. It's uncomfortable, right? And I think there's a lot of things in life that are uncomfortable,
Mm-hmm.
but
So there's a thing in Europe that is called the Brutal Black Project. That just the name alone says that everything. So they get tattooed for the feeling of the tattoo, not even for the art.
oh,
That's when I
man.
got this right here, like all these X's.
Yeah.
It comes to a point in your life where you've missed the like I haven't got tattooed for so long that you're like, yo, I missed the tattoo, but I don't know what to get.
Okay.
So you grab a machine, you put a needle on it, and you start doing like this, just to feel it.
Okay. I see. I
It's
see. Yeah,
weird,
yeah,
huh?
yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah.
But they're like, yeah, once you go through that, it's a new experience because now you can endure more. Because remember what I was saying, like when women give birth,
Yeah.
their pain tolerance is so high.
Yeah.
Like I had women here, bro, that they gave birth like naturally, like no medicine, nothing.
No epidural.
And those are the toughest women I ever met in my life.
100%.
Like, they will
100%.
be like laughing, tattooing, like, yo, this feels good out of it.
No, sir. I don't think I'll ever say it feels good, but looks good.
I remember when I got this part, it was rough, like it hurt it, but I could say it felt good. Because I remember at the time, like, yo, that feels good. Like it felt like a vibration.
Yeah.
Numb. It hurt it so bad that my arm went numb. But it was like a vibration that you feel like it feels good. Not when it got to the elbow. I always got to the elbow, I'm like, holy shit. But when it was like right here, I was like, oh shit, that feels good. I don't know, man. I have a very hard time of pain.
Pain tolerance. Yeah, I bet. How has it been to over these years to tattoo me?
Oh, it's been great, man. I love having you here, bro, because you're an amazing person.
Easy person to get tattooed?
Yo, man, you're a great person. I love hearing your advice on fitness because, you really helped me a lot on staying sharp. Not a lot of people that I know saying that mindset. For you
Yeah.
to have a business, how dedicated you are, I feel like I'm grateful and gifted to have you here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like what we talked about, man, it's like the greatest thing I think about what we do is the people we get to meet and interact with, right? I mean, and hear the stories and learn from people. I think that's the coolest thing. Like, like I told you before, people think, oh, being a trainer, the coolest thing is you get to make your own schedule, you get to wear whatever you want. But I'm like, yeah, that's fine. But just the people you get to meet, and that's a really cool thing. And hearing people's stories and learning from people. So.
Alright, buddy, we all done, man.
Done?
Take out the flower, yeah, man. Oh, man. Yo, that fits perfect, bro. Wow.
Let's see.